I used to look at my bank account, not with dread of being broke, but with a quiet, sickening fear. A fear that no matter how much I earned, how much I saved, I was still just one bad market turn, one unexpected event from losing it all. It felt like I was running on a system with a constant, invisible drain, a memory leak that kept my financial RAM perpetually low. Even though I was doing well by all conventional measures, the sense of true security, of genuine financial freedom, was always just out of reach. That feeling, that's the prison of almost enough. Today, we're going to talk about something far more insidious than a headline-grabbing crash. We're going to talk about the silent recession. It's an economic downturn that doesn't announce itself with blaring sirens or front-page alerts. Instead, it creeps in, eroding your purchasing power, devaluing your assets, and silently undermining the very foundation of your financial operating system. This isn't about doomsday prepping. It's about understanding the subtle shifts in our global system architecture so you can protect yourself and build real, lasting wealth. The upper middle class, the very demographic that often feels the most secure, is paradoxically the most vulnerable to this silent threat. Why? Because you're playing a different game, with different rules. You have comfortable salaries, nice homes, maybe a couple of cars, good schools for your kids. You've worked hard, you've achieved. But this comfort can create an illusion of invincibility, a blind spot. You're too busy with your daily bandwidth of work and life to notice the subtle data corruption in the economic signals. You're relying on a system that may have critical vulnerabilities you haven't patched. If this system's logic computes for you, if you feel that familiar flicker of recognition, signal the algorithm by pressing that like button. It helps us upgrade more people's financial operating systems. My journey to understanding this started years ago. I remember sitting at my kitchen table, staring at a spreadsheet of my monthly expenses, a perfectly respectable six-figure salary on one line, and a surprisingly slim savings rate on another. Where was the money going? It wasn't extravagant trips or designer clothes. It was the collective weight of small, unnoticed expenditures. The streaming services I barely used, the daily coffees, the convenience fees, the apps I subscribed to for a fleeting interest. Individually, they were negligible. Collectively, they were a monstrous memory leak. They were the bloatware of my financial life, consuming resources without adding real value. This is the hidden drain for many in the upper middle class. Your lifestyle, while not opulent, is built on a network of small, recurring costs. Think of it like a computer running dozens of background processes you don't even know exist. Each one siphons off a tiny bit of your system's RAM, your financial resources. They don't trigger alarms because they're part of the expected system load, but when an economic slowdown hits, when the system gets stressed, these seemingly minor drains become critical vulnerabilities. The silent recession isn't always about job losses, though that can be a consequence. It's about inflation quietly eating away at your purchasing power. It's about asset bubbles quietly deflating. It's about your dollar buying less and less, while your expenses, driven by those insidious memory leaks and bloatware, remain stubbornly high. You might still have your job, your income might even rise slightly, but your ability to maintain your lifestyle, let alone build wealth, diminishes steadily. You're working harder just to stay in the same place. It's like trying to run a high-performance application on an outdated machine with 1,000 background processes humming along. The system grinds to a halt. You feel stuck, trapped, because you're running on a less efficient operating system. But it's not just about current spending. Our financial operating system often carries deeply embedded legacy code beliefs and habits about money passed down from our parents, our environment, our culture. For me, it was the unspoken rule that you work hard, you get a good job, you buy a house, and then you're set. My parents, bless them, operated on a system that rewarded stability and slow, steady accumulation. They lived through different economic eras. Their code worked for them. But for us, in this rapidly evolving digital economy, that legacy code can lead to crashes. It can prevent us from installing necessary operating system updates. Perhaps you were taught that debt is always bad, which might prevent you from leveraging intelligent, low-interest debt for investment. Or maybe you learned that saving is paramount, but never truly grasped the power of investing, allowing inflation to silently erode your savings. Some of us even inherit a scarcity mindset, believing there's only so much wealth to go around, limiting our own potential. This legacy code impacts everything from how we view risk to how we react to market fluctuations. It dictates our default settings. We need to audit this code. We need to ask ourselves, are these beliefs serving me in today's economic environment, or are they holding me back? running outdated protocols that lead to suboptimal outcomes. Pause for a moment and consider this: how much of your current financial thinking is truly yours? And how much is inherited legacy code from a different era? It's a powerful question, isn't it? One that can truly kickstart your operating system update. Once we've identified the memory leaks and audited the legacy code, the next crucial step is to build a robust financial firewall. Think of your emergency fund not just to save cash, but as your primary line of defense against zero-day exploits, those sudden, unforeseen financial crises for which you have no pre-written patch or solution. A job loss, a medical emergency, a major home repair. These are not hypothetical scenarios. They are inevitable system failures. For too long, the advice has been 3-6 months of expenses. And while that's a good baseline, in an era of silent recession and increasing volatility, I urge you to think bigger. What if 6 months isn't enough to secure a new job in a tight market? What if a medical emergency has lingering costs? We need to build an uninterruptible power supply ops that can carry us through extended outages. I recommend aiming for 9 to 12 months of essential living expenses. This isn't about being overly cautious. It's about building a system with true resilience. This firewall needs to be liquid, easily accessible, and separate from your daily checking account. A high-yield savings account is a good start. Its purpose is singular: to protect your core financial system from external shocks. Without it, any economic tremor can force you into debt, deplete your investments, or worse, put you back into that prison of almost enough you're working so hard to escape. Beyond the emergency fund, your financial firewall also includes proper insurance, your automatic backup and recovery protocol, health insurance, disability insurance, term life insurance if you have dependents. These are not expenses, they are system redundancies, critical for disaster recovery. Too many people, especially in the upper middle class, skip these thinking they're invincible. Don't let a zero-day exploit wipe out years of hard work because you neglected to install essential security protocols. Saving is good. A financial firewall is essential. But to truly escape the silent recession and build generational wealth, you need to optimize your wealth algorithm. This means moving beyond just accumulating capital and into strategically deploying it. For many, the next logical step is to invest. But investing without a clear strategy is like writing code without a compiler. You're just throwing lines onto a page, hoping they work. Your wealth algorithm must be tailored to your goals, risk tolerance, and time horizon. This means understanding diversified asset allocation, your distributed network of investments. Don't put all your data on one server. Consider a mix of equities, real estate, perhaps even alternative assets, and critically, you must embrace sandbox mode. Start small, test your strategies, learn the market's behavior with small amounts of capital before scaling up. This isn't about getting rich quick, it's about compounding intelligence and discipline over time. For me, optimizing my wealth algorithm meant actively seeking out opportunities that not only provided returns, but also protected against inflation and currency devaluation. It meant looking beyond the traditional stock market and exploring real assets, value investing, and even developing new income streams. It was about recognizing that my time and energy were finite bandwidth, and I needed to leverage them for maximum impact. This often involved learning new programming languages, new skills, new markets, new ways of thinking. Let's be brutally honest for a moment. Are you truly investing, or are you just saving in a slightly more aggressive way? There's a fundamental difference, and understanding it is key to upgrading your wealth algorithm. Now, let's talk about debugging your life system architecture. This is where we get practical. We've identified problems, built defenses, and started to optimize. Now we need to implement continuous improvement. First, cash flow understanding. You need real-time telemetry on where every dollar goes. This isn't about restriction, it's about clarity. Use budgeting software, a spreadsheet, or even just a notebook. Track everything for a month. You'll be amazed at where your money is truly flowing. This data is your diagnostic report, showing you where your memory leaks are most significant. Second, debt management. Not all debt is bad, but consumer debt, credit cards, personal loans is a system killer. It's like a virus that replicates endlessly. Prioritize paying off high-interest debt aggressively. For good debt, like a mortgage or student loans, understand its role in your overall system architecture. Can you refinance? Can you pay a little extra each month to free up future bandwidth? Third, automate everything. Set up cron jobs for your finances, automatic transfers to your emergency fund, automatic investments into your diversified portfolio, automatic bill payments. Reduce the cognitive load, the bandwidth you spend on daily financial management. This ensures consistency and discipline, even when life gets hectic. This automation is your system upgrade running in the background, consistently improving your financial health without constant manual input. Fourth, review regularly. Your financial system architecture isn't static. Markets change, your income changes, your life goals change. Schedule quarterly or semi-annual system audits where you review your budget, investments, and goals. Are you still aligned? Are new bloatware items creeping in? Do you need a new operating system update? This iterative process is how you build true, lasting financial resilience. The silent recession is a challenge, yes, but it is also an incredible opportunity. An opportunity to finally break free from the prison of almost enough, to stop living in that anxious space where comfort masks vulnerability. It's an opportunity to perform a deep system upgrade on your entire financial life. I know what it feels like to be caught in that cycle, to feel like you're doing everything right but still hitting an invisible wall. But I also know the immense relief, the profound empowerment, that comes from truly understanding the system, debugging your own life, and proactively building a wealth algorithm that works for you. This isn't about fear, it's about informed action. It's about taking control, not just reacting to what the economy throws at you. You have the power to protect your financial future, to not just survive the coming economic shifts, but to thrive within them. It starts today. It starts with one small audit, one automated transfer, one crucial mindset shift. This is your moment to rewrite your financial legacy code, to fortify your financial firewall, and to optimize your wealth algorithm for true, lasting prosperity. If this conversation resonated with you, if you're ready to take charge of your financial operating system, then please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more insights that the mainstream won't tell you. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, and leave a comment below. What's one memory leak you're ready to fix today? I read every one of them, and right now, on your screen, YouTube is recommending another video to help you continue your system upgrade. Click that video to keep learning and keep building your path to true financial freedom.